We're all ready to get started with our webinar, Futures, Frontiers Navigating the Intersection of AI and BFSIs. We're going to discover disruptive application in FinTech, demystify the GenAI journey, and learn why GenAI agents matter in 2024. Our webinars undertaken in Tuesday, March 19th at 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. GMT +7. So first of all, I would like to thank you very much for everyone to join us. Streaming a live webinar hosted by SmartDev as a subsidiary of Vericel Group. My name is Alex. I'm the CCO of the company, and it's my honor to be the host today. I hope you have a great day and enjoy the webinar with us. So before we get started, I would like to bring you guys a few best practice so that we can have a great session together in our webinar today. So first of all, we're going to use Zoom's platform as the platform for webinars streaming live, and it will be recorded for those who not able to join our webinar today. So you guys can also listen to the webinar later. Second, we also activated the Q&A box so that you can make the question to our speaker. Then we're going to come to the answer at the end of the webinars. So don't forget to raise your questions in the Q&A box so that we can see it and prepare the answer for you. Also, if we are not able to deliver you the answer properly by today, we're very happy to approach you and sharing the answers later by our speaker. All right, are you guys ready? Let's begin our journey, okay? So first of all, I would like to introduce our speaker today. Today, I'm very honored to welcome two speakers to join us. First of all, I would like to introduce Dr. Đào Hữu Hùng as the Chief AI Scientist. He's at the moment as the Chief AI Scientist in AI Lab. So let me give you a little bit background of Dr. Hùng. He's based in Vietnam. He's lead a dynamic consulting team driving AI innovation across diverse sectors, from industrial visuals inspection to medical image segmentation. With a PhD in engineering from Keio University, 2014, his expertise extends to groundbreaking research published in renowned conferences such as FG's, BMVC, ICA, SSP, and ACCV, alongside multiple granted patents, with a distinguished track record at APT, Vinbrain, Nautilus AI is a prominent figure in the AI landscape. And next to him, I would like to introduce another speaker to our webinar today, Mr. Geert Days. He's head of FinTech of SmartDev. So Geert has, as the FinTech leader, he got 15 years of experience. He's already got huge experience, drive transformative project cross startup and corporate rhythm in insurance and telecommunication sectors. He's also as an expert in software and infrastructures. He fosters innovation, mentors the team, and he delivers scalable solution aligned with the business objective. So that's our speaker today. So let's walk through our agenda we're going to cover in our webinar today. So we're going to walk through a lot of interesting topics undertaken by our speaker. I'm going to spend 5 minutes with SmartDev introduction, and the remaining is undertaken by our speakers. We're going to understand the generative AI and its impact in BFSI, delivered by Dr. Hùng. The next things, Gen's AI application in FinTech industry, covered by Geert. And the next two is GenAI agent and why it matters, covered by Dr. Hung, and GenAI roadmap also covered by Dr. Hung. Okay, so I'm not going to waste your time, and let's begin our journey with the first topic. So Dr. Hung, please share your screen and start your session, please.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Deng, for your introduction. So just give me a few minutes, I share my screen. All right, now you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So hi, everybody. My name is Hung. I'm the Chief AI Scientist in AI Lab of SmartDev. Today, I'm very proud to be here addressing the impact of generative AI in BFSI and also in the Asia region. So in the first session, let me guide you through the overview of generative AI. So first of all, I would like to give you intuitive example to differentiate the difference between modern AI and the generative AI. So modern AI was born in 2012, so-called deep learning. At that time, it reshaped the world. So it also creates a third wave of AI in the world, detecting the object in the imagery, filtering the spam mail are the most are the typical example which can be perfectly shown by the deep learning technology. So on the right-hand side is the generative AI. It's still based on the deep learning technology, but generative AI concern the problem of generating contents like imagery, video, and text creatively like the human being does. So generative AI has been studied for a long time, but the breakthrough came out of the light 2 years ago with the release of ChatGPT. So you can see ChatGPT can answer almost many kinds of questions we have to them. And in the image domain, you can see one example is it can recover the scene captured by the camera without ambient light. We can relighting the imagery by using the image-to-image translation model. So regarding the successful recipe of ChatGPT and large language model technology, so there are three important ingredients here. The first one is the transformer model. In comparison with the traditional one, conventional one, CNN, convolutional neural network architecture, transformer model allow us to learn massive of data. It was born in the 2017, but until it takes us around 5 years to realize the technology of ChatGPT. So the second ingredient, very also important, is about the big data. Even 2012, the largest data set we have is 1 million imagery. Now, GPT 3.5 version was trained on 450 billion words from the web document and also from the book. It covers a wide range of human knowledge. You can answer almost everything we need today. Lastly, but very important, is the investment and the advancement of GPU server. Without the powerful GPU server, it may take us longer, not 5 years, but more than 5 years, 10 years, to realize the GPT and large language model technology. So in the next slide, this slide is the evolution of generative AI foundation model. The left-hand side in the tech domain and the right-hand side for the computer vision domain. You can see the trailing 3 years between computer vision domain and the tech domain. It's because if you recall this slide, ChatGPT was trained on the web document and the book. It cover our human knowledge almost of this. But for computer vision, what we can collect from the internet, from the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's just a natural image capture our life moment. There is no private imagery in the industry, manufacturing, in the BFSI, and the other domain. Such kind of images are not available on the internet for such kind of thing. So we are on the way to create the live vision model for the domain specific. So it takes us around 3 years or maybe more than 3 years, a little bit more than 3 years to realize the live vision model with the same capability like the large language model. Now the rate of the generative AI, I will take you to two standpoints. One is from the viewpoint that who can create the foundation model like ChatGPT and Google Gemini, etc. And the second one is about the large language model application. So I mentioned in this two slides before, previous two slides, in order to create the large language model, we need the huge investment on the GPU learning, GPU server. So now it's a race between the big tech and famous AI startup, IT vendor and end user. Usually we lack of the capital investment in the GPU. Now we cannot compete with the AI startup and the big tech. But for the large language model application generation, big tech and AI startup, of course, they can do it. They can create the application, but they will not do it for end user because it's not their core business. This is the right place to, for the IT vendor and end user. We can take leverage the large language model, create the application for you. So the IT vendor like SmartDev, we are here to provide such kind of services to our end customer. And very fortunately, now we have more than 100 large language model available on the market. Some are proprietary, some are open source, but you can find almost all the famous and popular one on the cloud provider like Azure and AWS. If you go with the Nemo platform of NVIDIA, we also can enjoy a bunch of open source large language model available on Nemo platform, and more importantly for commercial uses. Now let me explain what is the difference between GPT 3.5 and the other. I'm sure that almost all of you attending the webinar at this moment, you have at least one time try with the ChatGPT. So now, even though we still can try with the GPT 3.5 as a free version by OpenAI released to the community. But GPT 3.5 was trained on the data before 2021. It cannot answer real-time knowledge question. But the GPT-4, Google Gemini, and Bing Chat and the other can answer the latest knowledge. But the problem is, so the difference between GPT-4 and the GPT 3.5 is they introduce the RAG technology, retrieval augmentation generation. So it can query the latest knowledge from the online trusted sources. So now the problem is, can GPT answer the question relating to your private data, your in-house data, right? The answer is no, because we need to design the RAG, to link with your private data. So that is something, IT vendor like SmartDev, we are here to develop such kind of technology, such kind of solution, customized to your data. Now let me move on to the generative AI leveraging trend in Asia. So according to the Grandview Research, the market size of the generative AI in Asia Pacific is estimated at $4.25 billion in 2023, and it will increase as a growth rate of 37.5% until 2030. Among that, the growing rate in BFSI is the fastest. So generative AI has been transforming the BFSI in, by four sector, with the assumption that we are here to leverage the private enterprise data by using the generative AI for you. So the first sector is customer services. So not only BFSI, but the other domain, they also develop the chatbot and knowledge management so that it can answer the FAQ to the end user. That is a very demanding topic in 2023 and also in this year, 2024. So BFSI, the second is the risk management and compliance. BFSI industry, it controlled by it controlled by many regulation from the government, and such kind of regulation frequently change. So we need the support of generative AI to summarize the regulatory document change so that our organization can comply with the latest rule and laws by the government. The third one is the streamline underwriting processes, focusing on the risk assessment and fraud detection. The last one in market research, it can help, GenAI can help us to identify the customer needs, analyze the markets, hearing and tracking the competitor from the social media and from the newspaper as well. So let me move on to the next section of the game. I would like to tell you about the game of generative AI in enterprise in general and BFSI in particular at this moment. So maybe 10 years ago, if we talk about the story of AI, the journey of AI adoption in enterprise, it's a little bit skepticism we can feel from the customer, because AI is just a new technology 12 years ago. Just ago, get the latest breakthrough in the image recognition domain. So people a little bit worried about the AI can achieve very good performance, can deal with their business problem completely. But now the thing changed drastically. I'm sure that everybody here has at least one time to try GPT. And you all know about how great capability of large language model in terms of understanding human language, not only in Vietnamese, English, Japanese, and multilingual. But also it can understand our conversation very well, remember everything we said to them. So another game of generative AI in enterprise is you adopt the large language model, or you may trail behind from the competitor. So we're starting to provide the service for generative AI development since the booming of ChatGPT in 2022. So here is our what we can conclude from our journey with our customer. Major enterprise started to explore and adopt the generative AI since the beginning of 2023. Many of our customers, they already have the private chatbot inside the organization since the mid of 2023. They evaluate how effectiveness of such kind of system. And then in this year, they started to expose the internet chatbot for external customer. But for the major SME, they began the journey of generative AI since the late of 2023. It takes them around 1 year to hearing the trend on the market, and also spend the budgets for generative AI development. So generative AI is just a new technology. In the 2022, when ChatGPT is booming, you may heard a lot about the hallucination, about the bias, about the toxicity of the generative AI when you when you had a trial on ChatGPT, right? But now the hallucination bias still appear on the newspaper, but less frequent than before. So when we consult to the customer of SmartDev, we follow our strategy here to protect their data privacy, transparency, and the most important is we use a approach human in the loop, so that generative AI applications that SmartDev created for our customer can be used safely and responsible. So let loop the decision of generative AI under the supervision of the human or in the collaboration with the human. That will be the best strategy to make when you expose the generative AI application for external uses, it can be used in the right way, in the safe way. The next one of the advantages of using generative AI is we can reduce the development time. We can reduce we can have the shorter time to the markets. So let me give you one example here with the application of sentiment analysis. In order to develop such kind of thing, if you look at maybe 2 or 3 years ago before the booming of ChatGPT, you may go with a supervised learning. You have to collect the data. You train the AI model to understand the sentiment in each comment from in the social media or on the shopping online platform, right? And for MVP and the POC project, it takes you 3 months to development, and another 3 months for application development and deployment on production system. But now the thing with the prompt AI and also using the large language model, things become easier and faster. You don't need to collect the data, just use the large language model as it is without any training. What you need to do is to design the prompt, because large language model can do a lot of things for you, from document summarization, from language translation, etc. But now for the application of sentiment analysis, we just design the prompt and ask the large language model to evaluate the sentiment of the text as the positive, negative, and neutral. So the development time can reduce from the unit of months to days. That is you can enjoy many benefits that generative AI can bring for you. Not only the performance of human language understanding, but also the time to market of your application. So now let's move on to the GenAI application in BFSI. So let me introduce my co-speaker, Mr. Gus. He is a head of FinTech in SmartDev. He will address generative AI application in BFSI.
Well, thanks a
Thank
lot,
you, Gus.
Dr. Right. Guys, brilliant. I would say the sharing from Dr. Hong is really insightful, and we got a lot of I would say nowheres can sharing with you such information. So last week when I were in Singapore joining a very particular AI event, and even we are not able to hear such information because this is quite rare. And I would say thanks a lot, Dr. Hung, for your sharing. And guys, don't forget to type your question in our Q&A box so that we can answer your question. And moving on, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Geert, who as the head of FinTech of SmartDev will bring you the next topic, generative AI application in BFSI. So please.
Thanks, Alex. First, let's give a quick recap of what GenAI can do in the very basics. Generative AI can do creation, summarization, discovery, and automation. These are 4 of the core capabilities there, which we will be leveraging using in the BFSI world and in the FinTech world. So what are the strategic uses for GenAI in the FinTech world? innovative financial product development. We can improve the security and risk management, reduce costs by streamlining operations. Also, with customers, you can bring brand loyalty and customer loyalty. You can increase revenue. There is better market reach and opportunity for growth. Also, compliance is a big important part where we can make improvements and cost reductions. And of course, analyzing of data can give you a better view to make better strategic decisions. So there was a study done by Accenture. It's a bit of a while ago, but it shows that banking, insurance, and capital markets are the top three that can benefit from generative AI. The main reason for this one is the vast amounts of data. Banking, they have a big arsenal of customer data, transaction data, credits, etc. So there is a big win on generative AI to be made. Now, what do we see in SmartDev? In SmartDev, we see a lot of requests, as Dr. Hung mentioned before. We can do market trend prediction. We see requests for that, automating of advice, investment advice, surveillance of high frequency trading. Somebody need to be watching what the automated traders do and report on it. Credit assessments, also market analysis with customer sentiments and compliance. And last but not least, compliance. And the word compliance, you hear it come back. Everything in finance is regulatory and compliance. So there is a big focus on this one, as much budget is always spent on compliance projects. Now, to back it up, I think Dr. Hung also mentioned the top four of what would be good wins in enterprise. Now, according to the Google Cloud study, where they asked respondents what would be a big, very valuable for them, out of this study came these numbers. So financial document search and synthesis is the summarization, the core capability that we set. Finding the documents, reading the documents, summarizing it. It's also the enhanced virtual assistants that can help you, that can help your customers, but also can help your agents when they have questions, or your employees when they have questions. Capital markets research with GenAI that can go over vast news articles to see sentiments, etc. Regulatory code change, here again, compliance. It will always be a big factor. And lastly, personalized financial recommendations for customers. Moving on to, I selected three big use cases from banks that have implemented AI to help. ING is a big European bank. They implemented chatbots to be agents, but also for customer help there. So they're building on it to make it as good as possible, so that customers can be helped, so that they can bank on their own terms. A chatbot is 24/7 available if you want to do something with your bank. A next benefit of this is also for the European Union, for example, there are multiple languages to roll out if you're active in multiple countries. With these chatbots, it's very easy because they can switch between the languages very easily. So with the rollout to new countries is much easier. You don't need difficult call centers with different languages. Another one is UOB in Singapore. What they actually did, and I think Dr. Hung also mentioned this before, in enterprise data. We all know Microsoft Copilot. They're rolling it out as a beta in most of the Windows versions, where it can help you within your browser or within the Copilot. It does a lot of things, but of course it's all public data. So with Microsoft, this is a project using the internal data, not outside, accessible only for the people there. So, and it does almost the same, only on their own data. So it can transcribe meetings, it can summarize the meetings, get action points out of it, it can convert easily data in nice presentations, and so you can do a lot of things with this. The next one is OCBC, also Singaporean. They did a lot more. They didn't specifically use Microsoft Copilot. They have their own cloud open AI infrastructure in Azure. It can be in various clouds. Because I mentioned Google Cloud AI before. There are others. You can also do it on premises, but they have ChatGPT language models trained on their own data internally also. And they do the same things as I just mentioned before, helping the employees, finding data, summarizing documents, even the developers within the company to help with the coding. It also helps them with risk management, with the customers. They also have the chatbot to help the customers, but it can also work on AML, where it does fraud detections and fraudulent transactions in real time and analyzes customers' profiles. So they are on multiple fronts working on it, so they are a little bit more ahead of the curve. This concludes my part, Alex.
Yes, a lot of use case in bank, basically, as you already mentioned. Bank is all about the compliant regulatories, right? So I completely agree with you. And let me sharing with you. So 2 weeks ago, when I joined an event focusing on BFSI, they also nowadays really interested in how to apply AI in their the bank to make sure that all the compliance will be fulfilled across the bank industry. So thanks a lot, Geert, for your sharing. And guys, if you have any question regarding to the BFSI or even the FinTech in particular, please type your question in our Q&A box, and we are very happy to answer you. Moving on, I would like to introduce again, Dr. Hùng will come up with the next topic, generative AI agent, as a very, I would say, most demanding topic at the moment. Please, Dr. Hùng, please.
Thank you, Mr. Tường. Well, then the breakthrough of generative AI in the last 2 years inevitably lead to the trendy development of a new concept, so-called generative AI agent. You know, I'm very excited to share with you the concept. So, according to the Gartner paper, Top Strategic Technology Trend in 2024, if we read this report, so one of the terms that I think we should focus our attention here, very new term, is about the machine customer. Every time if we, at this moment, in our imagination about the customer, it should be the human entity. We can, perform the transaction, purchase goods or services. But in the future, machine customer is mean that non-human entity will engage in the transaction, purchasing goods, and the other thing, right? So that's what is the machine here? It exactly is the AI, the generative AI will buy something for us, will become the consumer on behalf of the human beings. So such kind of business will potentially contribute to 15 to 20% of the revenue by 2030. So let me give you one example to see what is the machine customer E and how it will become feasible. So on the left-hand side is what we are having right now at this moment in most of the enterprise is a large language model for Q&A. And on the right-hand side is the AI agents. Suppose that I put in the same prompt, plan my visit in Hanoi for 3 nights. So on the left-hand side, the chatbot like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, it will tell you the answer in the format like the introduction of the Hanoi, what is and where is this, and where you should visit if you come to Hanoi, like Word Lake, 3603, Hỏa Lò Prison, etc. But on the right-hand side, you can see that the agent is more powerful. It will not only give you the trip agenda, the destination you should visit, but also it can book the hotel for you. It can select the best hotel, the location where you can travel to off the destination here more conveniently and economically. And the most important thing is the agent can book the hotel. So it's not the human book the hotel, but the agents. And also it can make the reservation for the restaurant. So the agent concept is for the autonomous task solving. What you should do with them is give them the goal, and they will make a plan for you and also execute the plan until it achieves the goal that you give to the AI agents. So now you can see the prospect of using AI agent technology to implement the machine customer will be very feasible in the next few years, in the year to come. So the next concept is, let's look at the markets of the AI agent at this moment. As a digital worker, if you work on Microsoft 365, you may find the Copilot function with a subscription about, I think, around $20 a month. Then you can enjoy this functionality in Microsoft 365 Shield by the Microsoft. In the Word, it can help us to make a table based on our explanation from here. Automatically generate table. If you using the Microsoft Outlook, it can automatic arrange the meeting, send the meeting request, automatically reply the email, compose the emails based on the prompt inputs. And if you're using PowerPoint, it can help you to generate the slide based on the prompting, purely in the text. So on the right hand side is the Adapt. That is a new and quite popular AI startup in the US. So instead of training the large language model to understand our human conversation, answer our question, so Adapt, their vision is a little bit different. We train the model to understand our language, but the output is turn our goal into the action on the software we use every day. So the AI agent will help us to perform our daily tasks or even some of our work tasks in the company by using the computer. We just put in the command in natural language. The software, the agent will do it for you. Will perform, use the software, show us the task. All right, another scenario is very exciting to delineate the concept of the machine customer and the machine sale. So in this diagram, we suppose that everyone will have our assistant in the future. Not become you don't need to become the big boss, then you have the assistant, but everyone will have the assistant, virtual one, powered by the AI agent technology. So here we can have the many group for them to interact in the agent world, in the virtual assistant world. You have the close friend group, and also we have the business group. So in the close friend group, you see, if we understand that today is the birthday of one of my close friend, it will inform to us, what would you do? What would you do to wish the birthday of your close friend? You can simply say to the machine customer, send her my flower and my postcards. So your assistant will become the machine customer. It will, review all the flower shop near your location and find the best one, the most suitable one to your friend, and order the flower on your behalf, right? So in the business group here, is the assistant of the flower shop will become the salesman, virtual salesman, what we call the machine sale, right? It can receive the order from you, and also ship the flower and postcards, contact to the delivery services in the business group to ship the flower and postcards. So the prospect that machine sale and machine customer will be prevalent, become popular in the if very in very near future. So now one of the things that the AI agent, if we promote the AI agent, we will see the obsolescence risk for to the RPA. I'm sure that in the BFSI, you are using the robotic process automation technology a lot to automate the repetitive work with fixed workflow. Because that's RPA technology, as I remember, is the trendy in BFSI in the world in the last 5 or 7 years. People try to adopt RPA from UiPath. I think UiPath is the main player in the RPA technology. But also based on the concept of agent with fixed workflow, so the AI agent is more powerful. It can understand well our human conversation, and the workflow is very flexible. You can change the prompt, and then you can have adapt the agent with different workflow, right? So we believe that with the introduction of AI agents, RPA may be replaced by the AI agent in the very near future. And for one of the things that RPA technology cannot do is about the unstructured data handling. So far with the structured data, it can work well, but in order to deal with the imagery and the other unstructured data, when the generative AI is combined between the text and the vision domain that I showed you in the previous section about the large language model and the large vision model. So they combine together for in the GPT-4, it not only can handle the text, but can handle the imagery. Thus we become, very advantage, maybe come to an end for the RPA technology in the near future. All right, so let me recap this session by the 6 major generative AI trend in 2024, isn't it? In 2023, we can see that generative AI can hear and can talk to you, can answer the question, but with the integration with the large vision model, generative AI now can see the content like the human. We are integrating more, sensory function to the generative AI like the human being. Yeah, we can see, we can hear, and we can talk. And secondly, the generative AI not only can answer the question, but can interact with the world, interact with the, can help us to show us the daily tasks, use the computer, right? And also can help us to order the foods, orders, many things from shopping online shopping. And generative model now are easier to control about the hallucination, about the bias, such kind of thing. We still hear it appear on the paper, but less frequently than before. Now there are some key player in generative AI. They are developing the no-code generative AI platform. No-code is means that you can build the generative AI model, build the application without doing any writing any source code that perform on the UI and UX. So this methodology is to make the generative AI become democratized. we do the democratization for generative AI, bring the AI to everyone, not only the IT vendor, the technician, technologies can create the AI application, but now end user can do it because performing subscribing on UI and UX with the interface, web interface is very easier and intuitive for everyone. And generative AI is a platform to play. Already in the platform, you can integrate the business to the platform and play. And the last one, generative cost, generative AI cost will continue to from it in the next few months. In the next few years. So let me move on to the next section. We go, guide you go through the journey of generative AI. So by using this session, we will unveil how in SmartDev we can offer to you to consult the best generative AI for the organization. We will bring our experience here, give you the most successful approach of SmartDev when we consult and deliver the generative AI project to our customer. So we provide a very very interesting approach to our customer from the brainstorming to breakthrough. We have them to incubate the idea at the beginning and using the latest technology and our experience in generative AI to help them get the breakthrough in their businesses. So the most important thing first here we want to introduce is about the AI workshop. We could do it online and you know the objective is to educate the user, because most of the user now from the SME, small and medium enterprise, most of them are not well understand about the generative AI and the capability of it, right? So throughout the workshop, we will have the fundamental training, so they will get the foundation understanding of AI and generative AI. Secondly, we will brainstorm together with our customer to find out the pain point and the bottleneck in the business process. Based on the analysis and our understanding about the pain point, we can figure out where we can introduce generative AI in the whole business process, so that we can make up the business process become optimized in the light of generative AI. So we will have you to sharp the storytelling skill by using generative AI tool. I will tell you in the next slide, and using our design thinking methodology to create a storyboards that you can use this to make the proposal, make the persuasion to the board of directors to use generative AI in very specific business use case. So after the workshop, with some of the idea in our mind, we will go into the discovery phase together with our customer. So this way, not only from the business point of view, but we will deep dive into the technical thing and also for the data, to inspect the data, accessing the data. So the output, we will give you the business storyboard. What is it? I will tell you later on. And also the basic system architecture. We will build the ML ops. It takes with us about 3 to 4 weeks, and this the discovery 2 to 3 weeks. So by using the ML ops environment, it will help us and help you to integrate the large language, the generative AI application seamlessly to the existing system or platform. Then it will take us 6 to 8 weeks, very short time to get the MVP ready for production. The timing for development is shorter than before. And last but not least, very important, is about the evaluation phase. So SmartDev and the customer will join implement the evaluation. how we can, the application can bring the value, the benefits, and how it can show us the bottleneck in the business process. So the output will give you the test reports about all the scenario, including the acceptance test. So let me go to the AI workshop and tell you about the design thinking. So the workshop format is 2 days. We will approximately 16 hours of the 2 working day. Basically, we can organize the workshop with you in the hybrid mode, either online, offline, but we prefer the offline to save the cost for you. Because now using, the Zoom, we can talk with you very easily and also have the function of the whiteboard that we can, delineate our idea easily on the PC screen. So at the end of the workshop, we will give you one PowerPoint, including the know-how that I share with you, the teaching material you in the workshop, and also the business storyboards. The cost for the workshop is just $10,000, not including the business trip if you request for apply. So it may got extra fee for the business trip cost. So in the design thinking, as mentioned before, we pick, analyze all of the business landscapes that you are doing, find out the pain point. Maybe you are the best one because you understand your business, what is the bottleneck in the business process much better than us. So within 2 days, we can exchange such kind of idea, analysis, and find out where is we should use the generative AI. We are the right person to make the assessment. This problem can be solved by generative AI, or this problem cannot be solved. So we can help you to delineate the storyboard to delineate about the business use case visually, so that it's very easy to share with your board of director, and also it can be easy and convenient, intuitive to share with our development member, so that we can draw the roadmap for you in the journey of generative AI. So let me give you one example about the storyboard sample. So here is one of the use case case study that we did for our customer so far, using the generative AI to simplify the accounting process. If you look at the case on the left-hand side, the accountant is quite frustrated, and every time he need to check the content of the invoice from the customer. They are not confident. He is not confident to approve the invoice of the customer. Every checkpoint, he needs to check the content of the invoice and also the evidence from other department in his company, like in the warehouse, is the goods coming? They receive the goods and put the goods into the warehouse. So they need to check the record of receiving the goods. They need to matching such kind of thing to the invoice contents, like how many goods they receive, how about its quality, right? And many situations will be already in practice, like in the plan of the organization, you need 100 units, right? But you receive only 90. That's qualified with the quality, with the good quality, 10 with the low quality. So you have two choice. You ask the vendor to send additional 10 units, or you just pay for them 90 units. So everything you need to check from the content of the invoice, and also from the report from other department in the company. But you look at on the right-hand side, the thing, change drastically with the people in Smile, right? So he's very happy and very confident with the support of large language model technology. He can understand, he can read the content in the invoice, he can read the report from the other department in the company, in the organization. And every time you go into the accounting checkpoint, it will show this is on the left hand side is the content of the invoice you need to check, the item in the invoice you need to check. And on the right hand side is the evidence that you receive from the warehouse, from the quality manager, etc. So if you let you go through the accounting checkpoint smoothly and frequently, every time you push into the button, I approve for this invoice, you feel very confident because the evidence is clearly shown on the screen. So that is an example of the storyboards that in during the 2-day workshop with us, we are going to delineate the business content for you in visually. Like you see here, two of the images on the screen are generated by the generative AI. It's not we don't use any human engineer to create the CG graphic here. So,
Well,
that will be my
thanks a lot.
last slide to emphasize about, the roadmap that the generative AI project will go through with you if you go with SmartDev from the consulting services to the development. All right, back
Yes,
to you, Alex.
thanks a lot. Yes, thanks a lot, Dr. Holmes. Well, you know what? When I try to listen to the AI agent and the trends, to be honest, a lot of people gonna ask the questions. So AI gonna replace human being for their jobs, and I believe that in the next 2 or 3 years, we're gonna just realize a lot of profession will be replaced by AI, right? Even salespeople, as myself and my colleagues here, are going to be replaced by AI sales, as you just mentioned. Okay, and moving on, I would like to give you a little bit about SmartDev. So let me share the screen. Right. So very much about AI, fintechs, and all our experts are currently in SmartDev. I think at the beginning, I was trying to give you a little bit briefer about SmartDev overview, but I don't want to turn our webinar into a sales meeting. So let me give you a few minutes about SmartDev. So as the subsidiary of Vericel Group, we established by 2014. Currently, we're focusing on 6 different domains: BFSI, education, IT service, retail and e-commerce, healthcare and medical, and manufacturing. So we are trying to become the global IT provider with our global presence in Switzerland, UK, Singapore, even in Africa, in Uganda, and state in Vietnam. So that is a few brief information about SmartDev. If you are interested in AI and trying to adopt AI to your IT service or your business, we're very happy to have you walk through on the journey from the discovery, project management, implementation, and scaling. At the moment, we're trying to offering 4 different services in terms of the AI strategic advisory, data analysis, and big data processing. We also provide the AI solution delivery, in particular with a few domains that we are focusing on. And we're also able to deliver you the AI training or the POC or pilot project with you guys. Last thing, we also can deliver the ML ops and AI infrastructures management. So I think Dr. Hung and Geert also sharing with you our domain focus and our AI capability at the moment. So I'm not going to repeat that. Right. So I'm seeing that we got at the moment 7 questions. I'm very happy to deliver to our speaker today. But before that, let me try to come to the key takeaway. Right. That is something we would like everyone joining this webinar to bring home and try to sometime think about this. So first of all, regarding to generative AI, we're covering 4 main points. We already explored the landscape of Gen AI technologies and its significant influence on business across Asia's in BFSI domains. Secondly, discover how Gen AI is currently reshaping enterprise strategies and the pivotal role is played for industry players. We also uncover the disruptive potential of Gen AI application in FinTech. And the last thing, if you be aware that we already gained the insight Gen AI agent and their relevance in the rapidly evolving technological landscape of 2024. That is the generative AI. Meanwhile, when we take a look at FinTech, so in our webinar today, we already cover 4 different perspectives. So SmartDev expertise in IT outsourcing and its successful track record in the BFSI domains. Secondly, we understanding the fastest growth trends in Gen AI in BFSI domain across Asia's. And we also get to know the most common use case of applying generative AI in FinTech. And the last one, we also got a chance to see the roadmap for a successful FinTech and AI implementation journey. So thanks to our speaker today, with a lot of great insights and sharing from Dr. Hung and Gears. So if you have any questions, or if you need to find out more over our AI capability or our FinTech, you can use this QR code and contact me, because when you scan this, it's going to be automatically send your question to me. All right. So the next part, we come to the session of Q&A. So at the moment, we got a lot of questions from the participants. So I would suggest that we're going to start with the first questions. So I believe they're going to be for Anh Hùng, right? So we got the question from a lady named Ngọc, right? So she asked, what are the key factors that contribute to achieving the best possible performance in AI system? So Dr. Hung, can you help to answer these questions?
Yeah, thank you, Ngọc, for your question. So regarding the question, the key factors that contribute to achieving the best possible performance in AI system. So let's break down the performance of AI system into 2 parts. One is the response performance in the AI system, how it can deal with the problem in real time or near real time, depending on the application. In some application, nearly real time will be the best one. So for that kind, for this kind of performance, response performance, you need to have very good infrastructure, not only for the data storage, but also for computing capability of your server to keep your AI system can work well and respond as fast as possible to not only to one user, but multiple users concurrently use the AI system. And the second one is about how accurate of the second factor is how accurate the AI system can answer or give you the decision, right? So that will be the long story from nowadays, if because we have the last model, last language model or last vision model, so I think the performance is much better than before. It can access to masses of data available on in the training process, in the training phase. So let's say the performance is still good, but in order to make sure everything good, the performance in terms of accuracy, reach your expectation and safe for your users to still needs the AI system in under the loop of the human, under the supervision of the human, and frequently update the model in term in monitor and update the model in during the operation.
Well, thanks a lot. No, I hope the answer from Dr. Hung would satisfy you. We come to the second question for Geert. I think this is something a lot of people are gonna interested about. So Geert, from the BFSI's perspective and data privacy's view, how do you deal with the application of generative AI to improve work efficiency? Geert, can you help to answer these questions?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat, Alex?
Okay, surely. So the question is, from Earth's BFSI's perspective and data privacies, how do you deal with the application of generative AI to improve the work efficiency? You got the question?
Yes, I got the question. So sorry, I had a stutter in the audio. Okay, so from the data privacy and security part, it's very important that you mitigate this with advanced cybersecurity measures like encryption, anomaly detection systems that are powered by AI itself, to make sure that you don't get data breaches or cybersecurity issues. Also, actually it's all standards. All the security things like penetration testing and vulnerability testing to make sure that your network is secure are all very important in this case. And Alex, this goes actually a little bit further because I see the next questions in the Q&A, and I'm going to take them in one go. I'm going to be very ambitious there. So the next question is about bias, which is also a risk, the same like the data protection risk. So for bias, it's very important that we use diverse data sets. I think Dr. Hung will agree on this, that we use the good data sets, because if you have the bad data out, you have the bad output out of it. So we have to make sure that it's quite diverse in training the models. And also we have to implement, and I think he mentioned this just before, human audits to make sure that this bias is not happening by regular checking of people, to make sure that we follow this according to ethical guidelines for AI use. We are still working on the AI ethical guidelines. It's in development, but I think it's very important that we keep working on that one and also audit these things in there. So
Right. Okay. Geert and Dr. Hung, we got a quite interesting question come from an anonymous attendees. So the question is, can AI and in BFSIs able to create a new product for financial service in the near future?
Well, I can answer on it. Sorry, Dr. Hung, if I
Yes.
beating you the punch on this one, but there are a lot of applications that I personally see that AI can help on. I think I was mentioning it in my presentation before. where personalized recommendations go for you, where an AI can analyze your risk profile, your transactions you're doing, your credit history, so it can advise you on investment products, insurance products, what kind of credits you could take on it. So it's a lot about advising there. But it's also risk management, for example, that can work on that in banks. And again, I think Dr. Hung and me we discussed this also. Fraud detection on real time AML KYC parts that is going to be much more advanced in the future. So yes, there is a lot of opportunities, I think, to be had in development of new products.
Thanks. Totally agree with you that it can be really possible to create such application using AI in the financial sectors. Next questions. This is also quite an interesting one. So another question come from the anonymous attendees. What are the potential risks associated with AI implementation, and how can we mitigate them? I would suggest Dr. Hung can answer this question. Can you?
Yeah. I said in my presentation, generative AI is a new technology, so it could suffer from many kind of risks, like the hallucination and also the bias. Sorry. So, the potential risk for AI implementation is you have to deal with the limitation of generative AI from hallucination and the bias, and also from the question or some requests out of scope, let you comment to, the service and the product of the third party. So all kind of thing we have when we do implement the generative AI application for our customer, we need to take it into consideration to mitigate them by different techniques, from retraining the model to reduce hallucination, especially if large language model were trained on the text that we crawling from the web. If you go with the very specific domain, you have to improve their capability by the specific knowledge domain. And so fine-tuning, retraining the model is the best way to mitigate the hallucination. And you have to do with the data cleaning to remove the bias in your data. It's very important for to reduce the bias. And you can use the other third-party technology like WhatRail to protect the generative AI application inside the scope that you intended to build the AI application at the beginning.
Thanks. It's quite comprehensive answer. We also got a quite tough question for Geert. I think both Geert and Dr. Hung, you can think about this. The question come from another anonymous attendees. So the question is regarding investment bank, how precise AI can give out recommendations for maximizing the turnover comparing to human. I would say this is quite tough. Good. Any idea?
Okay, I'm trying to the precise for maximum turnover comparing to the humans.
So
I would suggest...
let me give you one example. I think a little bit painful experience I had in around 2018. So one of my customer, about the horse racing. Horse racing is quite popular in Hong Kong, in UK, and the people will bet on the horse racing, right? very interesting spots. And one of my customers, they come to us and ask us to build a machine learning model that can predict the result in the whole racing. Quite interesting. So the targets enough to predict which horse will go in the first place or the second place. But the goal of our customer is quite money driven. Uh, so they said that okay, let's say I will bet in 1 week or I bet in 2 weeks without losing any money. I don't care your model. You can predict this horse go in the first place or in the second place. So just give me the best strategy for the betting. Yeah, and
Well,
you can guess how at that time we try to do that, but it cannot realize such kind of application for them. We can make the prediction for one horse, like on the race course, there are 6 horses racing together, and we can predict the number 1 or number 4 will go in the first place or the second place respectively. But and then we will suggest them the strategy to buy the tickets, because to buy the tickets, yeah, if you make the prediction for this hole go in the first place, your price could be the highest price. But it just goes the ticket that your horse will finish in the top 3, then the price will a little bit will go down significantly. So depending on the prediction of the machine learning, we will suggest them the betting strategy. So
Well,
it's
this is
quite difficult because it's the model cannot work well with many factor influence to the performance of the whole racing. That's
well,
we cannot tell them in
exactly,
advance.
I
exactly.
think
This
I think
model
I
is,
think what Dr.
yeah.
Hung is saying is the same for investment banking. I don't think that there will be a big difference between an investor doing the trades versus the machine learning language, because there is no real there's much more to the market than just historical data and prediction on what the next step would be. There is technical analysis for this, but there is lot others. What news is on the market? What sentiment is there? What is happening? So there's a lot happening that you're always
Mm.
behind the fact. This is why high frequency trading is the winning, because they are a little bit faster through the markets in their trades than the rest of the market. So they're not anticipating, and they're making the market as it were. So, but I don't think that generative AI will be working on this one. I mentioned earlier about monitoring the high frequency trading to see for patterns. If the high frequency, sometimes in the news came high frequency trading companies lost billions because of a bug in their software, for example. Like a generative AI would be maybe there to stop this from happening by real-time monitoring what they're doing, and when something happens like this, that it can pull the plug, for example. So there I would say something, but not predicting the market and getting rich with it.
Predicting the markets for the investment, right? So in
Yes, for the
2019,
investment.
I did one project that to using the AI to monitor and supervise the feeling of the stakeholder when
Yes.
they will speak in the shareholder conference about the situation, financial situation of their company, so that the shareholder will decide to buy their share or not, or will sell the share, right? So the AI model is, to detect whether the speaker is lying. We just want to know that they are lying in the reports just based on their feeling. So I mean, in order to you make the right decision investment, you need to consider a lot of factors, and we can use the AI to identify or to censor some of the factors, but not all of the factors that can give you the right decision for the investment.
Well, this is as I as already mentioned earlier, this is top one because it's quite open. Everyone's,
Yeah.
you know, we would never would expect that we're gonna lose money whenever we do any investment, right? That is very common demand for human being nowadays. And it has happened, but this has happened. Okay, guys, we got around 10 minutes to go before we finish our webinar. So I would like to use 10 minutes for two questions. So I think first I would like to ask Dr. Hung, because I think they're going to be quite tough one. How can business ensure responsible and secure implementation of generative AI technologies?
Pardon? Could you repeat the question?
Okay. So the question is, how can business ensure responsible and secure implementation of generative
Ah,
AI technologies?
I see. So let me see. How generative AI, you know, ensure the responsible and secure implementation of the AI technology, right?
Yeah, I think this is the
So
main.
so far in my presentation we make emphasize uh on a lot of factor. One is the data quality and the bias management. We need to clean the data to make sure that the data there is no bias in terms of the rate, in terms of the gender. Yeah, in order to make the, because if the bias exists in the data, so it will uh influence the final decision of the generative of the AI technology in general. And also we need to do the transparency and explainability. So explainable AI, one of the good technologies that you can use alongside with the generative AI to explain, just to explain the decision of the AI, especially in BFSI, when you want to make a decision, you want to make refer to the decision of the AI. You may need and you may want to understand why the AI come out with the decision. Then giving the explainable evidence to decision maker is good. And
Okay,
the third
please go
one
ahead.
is about the human oversight and accountability. We should put the AI in the supervision of the human, so that we can if some problem happen, the accountability should be for the people who are governing the AI application, not the people to create the application. Like our vendor, our customer, order SmartDev to implement the generative AI, right? But during the operation of the system, the customer need to be accountable for all the action of generative AI. We will give them all the tool of the methods that can, their people can supervise and take account of the generative AI.
Well, thanks a
That's
lot. Quite, I would say it's just a matter of not only we are as responsible for, but this is a matter of our society gonna react to the problems, as I believe
yeah.
so. So, right. So let come to the final questions. Come from a person named Wendy. So I believe she's a lady, and she asked, can we use digital twins AI to support the decision making in a certain area? Dr. Hung, do you think you can answer these questions?
In certain areas. So what do you mean by the area in? Because we are in the webinar for BFSI. So you want to make our answer relevant to BFSI, right? Just
Well,
want to make clear.
because we are not able to chat directly with her, and that assuming.
Yeah, so let's assume that in the BFSI and maybe from the other domain that we can use. Definitely, digital twin AI is latest technology that every enterprise of the enterprise should invest in. So of course, in manufacturing, in manufacturing domain, digital twin is a must to to understand what's going on with your equipment, with your heavy duty machine working in on the field. So by using the signal from the digital twin, you can understand all of the energy flow, the data flow inside the machine, get the health condition of the machine. So that's influence your decision whether or not you should make, the maintenance for your machine, which otherwise it may cause the failure, sudden failure for the heavy duty machine. And also in the factory, the process optimization in the factory, suppose that you have the assembly line or the manufacturing line that's working 24/7 days a week, 24 hours, 7 days a week. You need to make the process optimization. So only based on the data in the design phase, you cannot see. You try to do it optimal as possible, but during the operation, you can see, you can find out many things that's not optimal. So based on the data we collect from the digital twin model, it can help us to get more insight in the factory line and do the optimization.
Thank you. I I do agree with you that at the moment we can apply Twins AI in some certain area. But the main question would be if we can confidence to make the decision with the Twin AI, right? So thanks a lot, Dr. Hung, for your answer. And Wendy, I hope the answer would satisfy you. If not, and please let her know. We're gonna approach you and try to give you our opinion in the separate session. So I see that we still have another 5 questions in our pipeline. However, we are running out of time. So I will talk to the organizers to collect on their questions, and we will approach you and answer you in the separate email. And thanks a lot for your questions. So guys, we already come to the ending part of our webinar today. So once again, I would like to thank you very much for your great efforts, especially with our speaker today. Thanks a lot, Dr. Hung and Geert, for your sharing and the great insight you input into the webinar. And this is the first one. We're gonna focus on BFSI. Next week, we're going to have another webinar also relating to AI. So I hope to continue receive the great support from you and our participants here. Okay, so thanks again, and I hope you find the great information for your work, your study, even your curiosity in AI and BFSIs. On behalf of SmartDev, I would like to thank you very much, everyone joining us today. I hope you have a good day ahead. We see you soon.
All right, thank you. Bye for now.
Okay, bye for now, everyone.